Yes, it is indeed that time again to play our newest game, Options Game Senior. That's the game where we go through the prices of the cars when they were new, if that information was still available, and compare it with the value of the vehicle today, as stated by our good friend Dave Kinney, who literally writes the book on classic car values. I do want to point something out very interesting before we get into this round of the game, something I have never seen before. The window sticker for this vehicle, which we still have, is contained in this lovely folder that has its own envelope, so you can store this very valuable window sticker. You will find out how valuable in just a minute. So with that, let's dive into this round of the game with the 2020 Ford GT for a base price built in $509,200. Put another way, that's a one-bedroom apartment in parts of Manhattan, New York City, for a Ford. To that we add the Equipment Group 500A. That is the titanium exhaust, which I thought was standard in 2020, and the '69 Heritage steering wheel, $115,000. That's just the package. Again, put another way, that's a decent home in parts of Texas. Then we add the gas guzzler tax, $3,000. Then we add the '69 Heritage Roundel Group graphic package. That is something that is significantly valuable. We'll get to that later. And that adds also the exterior carbon fiber, which you can see in the 6 there, $20,000. To that, we add the destination and delivery from the exotic locale of Markham, Ontario, Canada, for $3,750. For a total retail price of $650,950. Again, for a Ford. Now, this is the part of our game where I'd normally have a heart attack, but Dave is here to save the day. You see, that vehicle is unusual. You don't generally go and buy one of those by rolling into a Ford dealer. You have to apply to Ford in Dearborn directly. And when I say apply, you don't fill out an app. You have to fill out an application and send in a video explaining why you're special and what you are going to do with your Ford GT. And hopefully you have other classic cars that will round out your collection. And then maybe Ford will bless you with the presence of its vehicle for $650 grand. Then there's the fact that these were limited in production. Initially, they said they were going to build 1,000 units. It turned out the first year of production, which was 2017, they made 141 units. And then for all of those 1,000 cars, they received 6,500 real applications when they announced the car even was 500 grand back then. So they upped the allotment by 350 units to 1,350 total units through the 2022 model year. This one is a 2020 model year. That being the case, that should guarantee some exclusivity. What does Dave say? Well, in the book, he says nothing because the car is so new and there aren't enough sales. See, along with that video you sent, you had to sign a contract with Ford that you weren't going to sell your Ford GT within 2 years of ownership. So for the avoidance of doubt, you buy the car and you couldn't sell it for 2 years. That being the case, the 2 years just came up on the first year of those cars, and he shows a car condition 4, which I don't think any Ford GT really exists as a condition 4. Let's say this is more of a bad Carfax. $850,000. Put another way, you could take this car from Galpin Ford, where this one was bought, great friend Bo Buckman, wonderful guy, you could crash it into a wall and it still would be a $200,000 profit. But this one hasn't been crashed into a wall. It is perfect. It has less than 1,000 miles on it. So Dave, when I spoke to him on the phone, because that's how I had to get the information from him, says this car is worth $1.5 million. But then I said, Dave, it's a Heritage Livery Edition. That's where Dave admitted he didn't have enough data to predict what is the ad for the Heritage livery. Now, he did say there's definitely an ad. He even had to call Colin Comer, who owns one of these, and double check with him. He agrees there's an ad. So let's look back as to what the ad may be. Back in '05, there was a Ford GT. It too kind of looked like the '69 car, and they did offer a Heritage livery in those cars. But here's the funny thing. No one wanted them back in '05. Everybody wanted the one with the white with the blue stripes, or the red with the white stripes, or everyone really wanted the gray one with no stripes. But no one wanted a baby blue car with orange stripes. Ford dealers couldn't give them away even for the asking price of $140 grand, and you didn't even have to send in a video. Well, this is where the collector car market changes everything. Now fast forward to 2020, those cars that were $140 grand that couldn't sell with the baby blue, they're worth $400,000 today. Now, it's all about low miles with those things, so this is a low mileage car. But if it were one of those red cars with the white stripes or the gray car with no stripes, that would be worth a measly $275,000. So there is going to be an ad here, we just don't know what it is. So again, put another way, this is a situation where the owner went into Galpin Ford, bought a brand new Ford, and unlike buying an Explorer where it goes down in value 30–40% the minute you drive it off the lot, this more than doubled the minute he drove it off the lot. Now this owner, a good friend of mine, fellow pilot, he is a bit of a cheapskate, and I will tell you why. There are two extra options on this car he didn't get. One is a watch. This watch is specific to the car. You order it after you get your car, and it takes the VIN number off your car and is engraved into your watch. You are limited to buying just two per car. In other words, you have to be an owner to get the watch. Then you could get a 1/18 scale model of the car, even down to a display case that has the VIN number of your car, and it matches the colors, the wheels, the brake calipers, everything. Because I'm such a giver, I went out and I got the owner a model of his